Okay, so after the last PTR balance patch, they buffed the Exo Striker at level 3 from 18%. Well, hold on. Yeah. So after the last balance patch, they buffed the Esoteric Engravings from 18% to 30% on the spenders. On these spenders, right? So Esoteric Flurry, a lot of people switched over from Death Blow to Eso Flurry. And people have been switching over to Spec Eso, 5 spender. And I've been playing this Eso Flare for about 2 months. Maybe a little over 2 months. So I just wanted to I've been getting a lot of questions about Esoteric. So I just wanted to make a video out of it. Esoteric versus Deathblow Striker. Frequently asked questions. Which one is stronger between Deathblow and Eso? Hmm. DPS wise, they're about the same. Depending on the content, one could outperform another. Probably Deathblow could have higher ceiling, slightly higher ceiling, but depending on the raid, both could be slightly higher than the other, depending on the raid and the environment and the situation. So what's making people switch from Deathblow to Eso? With the DPS being about the same, people find no benefits to play Deathblow due to blow reasons, which are no stress of having to use Vicious Tiger Dance and Moon Flash Kick in between the skill combo to build that 4 spender again for Tiger Emerges. Cause yeah. And then there's also no specific spec breakpoints. For example, if you wanted to play a 3 spender Deathblow build, you would need a certain amount of spec or have the second purple wealth rune and use it on the I can't remember what this skill is called. Storm Dragon Kick. Put a purple wealth on the Storm Dragon Kick, right? It's 1802. I think it's like 1806. No, 42 or around there. When Akan comes out, people start putting other runes. Example would be a cleanse rune. So you can't really use your purple wealth here. So you would need certain amount of spec. And that makes the build kind of expensive to build in the first place because you need high quality accessories. And they're hard to find. So no specific spec breakpoint on the spec for this ESO build is a big plus. Doesn't It's cheaper. Um, yeah, it's cheaper. Oh, you only need 2 wealth runes required for the ESO spec build. I use legendary wealth rune and a purple wealth rune here. And ESO has more flexibility in terms of skill rotation because using your spender only uses up 1 orb. So even if you miss a skill or two, just get to your position again to the back and then land your other skill. Also, ESO has more weak point and stagger. One of the things that was really annoying for me playing Deathblow Striker is because if I don't do DPS, then I'm good for nothing. It's a DPS or nothing type of class. However, ESO has weak points, weak point, and staggers. And you can use your spender skills if there's a stagger mechanic in those raids. And all this tools is okay, whatever. But I think this is the most important part. With DPS, it's about the same. Like Deathblow does not way outperform Esoteric Striker. So these are the reasons why people are switching over. Which engravings to use? Probably the same engravings, but all you have to switch is if you were already an Esoteric Striker using Esoteric at level 1, you must use Esoteric at level 3 and then use Adrenaline at level 1. Because Esoteric level 3, as I said earlier, Esoteric class engraving got buffed from 18% at level 3 to 30% at level 3. So you just need to switch to Esoteric level 3. Raid Captain and Mass Increase can replace Keen Blunt or Crystal depending on the stat distribution. There's about 3 different stat variations when playing Esoteric. So what stat distribution do I use? This is the one I'm playing, full spec and then crit. And the second variation will be full spec crit and then 1 crit ring. And the other would be 500 crit, 800 spec, and 1000 swiftness, 1000 or above swiftness, which would be 4 spender. Surely this one will be using Raid Captain and Mass Increase. And the last one is 500 crit, 1500 spec, and then 300 swiftness. This is 5 spender, but you need movement speed tripods on the Sky Shattering blow and then Spiral Impact in order to utilize the Raid Captain and the Mass Increase. And these, of course, these stats are rough distribution of numbers. Which of the above stat is the strongest? I believe they're pretty much similar. They're about the same, but 1 and 2 and 4 probably has the highest ceiling, the potential. Where the third with swiftness is probably just more comfy to play, a lot more comfortable. What is the skill rotation? There are different ways to min-max skill rotation, but the basics in a real practical raid, not Trixion in a real practical raid, will be as follows, and it looks like this. That's the basic, and then the rest are fillers, kind of. I consider them fillers, while these other skills come back. Oh, also, if you're using Raid Captain or Mass Increase, then you would have to do something like, let's say 500. Let's say I'm using 300 swiftness, no crystal, no keen blunt, Raid Captain, Raid Captain, Mass Increase. If you wanted to do this, then you would need the tripods. This at level 5. Also Spiral Impact at level 5. These tripods for movement speed. And it would look something like this. Just make sure you use the Spiral Impact for full movement speed. Something like that. The numbers pretty much are the same as the full spec build. Which one am I playing? I get this a lot. Uh, Currently I'm playing the full spec crit build because I have a 9-7 rock with adrenaline at level 2. But if I didn't have a 9-7 and if I was using adrenaline level 1, I would probably play the number 2 build or the 4 build. And another frequently asked question is, do I like the ESO better than Deathblow? 100%. I love it. A lot better than Deathblow. Like whenever I was playing Deathblow, I felt like I was bringing nothing. Well, Esoteric still doesn't bring that much to the party as other like synergy friendly classes, but it still brings more stagger and at least more weak point. Um, and when I'm playing Esoteric, I'm countering way more than when I was playing Deathblow. And yeah, when I was playing Deathblow, whenever I didn't crit my LTS, it would, you know, it would break the sky. It would break my heart. But when I'm playing Esoteric Flurry, if I don't crit my LTS, doesn't matter much. I just move on to my next two skills, main DPS skills. So it's a lot less stressful for me. Yeah, these are the frequently asked questions. Is there any other questions from the chat? Tornado. This is a good question. Is Deathblow still good? Deathblow is still good, yeah. It's not. I don't think it's still good DPS. How does DPS compare with ESO on Striker compared to other top tier class DPS? If you put the top DPS at S tier, I would say ESO is about A or A plus, in a pretty good spot. Gem prices for ESO is more expensive. You do need more DPS gems, but if you're not gonna get level 10s, they're about the same. So, like for myself, I don't use level 10 gem for the Spiral Impact or the Tornado. I just use them as fillers. What order? I would. Okay, having high CD on Lightning Whisper does help, but all these the rotation kind of runs on 16-second base because of Lazineth as well. Just get high blast formation CD skill, high DPS skill on LTS and Tiger emerges, and just try to align your cooldown gems with a 16-second rotation to align it with Lazineth. So every 2 cycles you get your Lazineth back. And for that, I'm using a lot of level 7 cooldown gems. And I'm using level 9 blast formation gem. Okay, I think that's it on Esoteric Flurry Striker. LW? Lightning Whisper? No. Well, yeah, of course, it's better if you have higher cooldown gems, but... Okay, so this is how the Lazineth cycle works. There was one Lazineth. This is my skill cycle, right? And my second Lazineth. This is why you don't need high cooldown gems. Because you can align it, your skill rotation, for the second Lazineth. 16-second rotation. Yeah, better if you have it ready, but it's not like you must have a level 9 gem. CDR tripod. Of course, that's 8-second CD. Of course. For Tiger Emerges, why am I using this one instead of the 2-hit one? This one does about 3%. This one has about 3% higher DPS. Well, it hits about 3% higher. Okay. I think that's about it, right? Right. I don't want to keep it too long.